Buongiorno a tutti, good morning to everybody, or good evening, I don't know. We are here for this meeting in the series called Animaphix Streaming Experience to let you be involved in animation before the starting of Animaphix Festival at the end of July. So we have today's very special guest, is IsabellaPlucinska. Isabella is was born in Poland. She studied animation, and she is a sort of German-Polish animator, we can say, yeah. And she is now based in Berlin, like me, so we are not so close, but quite closer than Italy, sure. You see that in Berlin is fantastic day today. We don't have to tell you which day is today because we don't know when these things will be on internet, but Isabella, please tell us who are you, from where you are coming, how you were involved in animation, how everything started with you.
Dzień dobry, buenos dias, bonjour, good morning. Yes, I living almost 15 years in Berlin, but I study in Poland. I come from Poland, and I study art in Poland and animation in Łódź. And this is still continue, I think, all the time, my love to creation, I think, play of creation. And I was lucky to see like two different kind of school of animation, because first I studied 5 years in Łódź, where I was very bright thinking about animation, about mostly about storytelling and creation, new technology, new technique. Our teacher tell us on the beginning, you can animate everything, and they open us the cosmos, this everything, the world of what to move, how to move, what was not yet moved. And I think it was very it was kind of magic for me, opened a new door. And we really have like bright, that means we have lesson about the books, we have lesson about the movement, but like movement in theater movement, like in dance movement. And that was very interesting, and very important was camera lesson, and about the light, about the creation of the atmosphere, the background, and the background, the set.
So,
and,
Isabella, you are mainly using, I don't know if it's from the beginning, but you are using a special material to animate your films. And you are, as also your firma is called Clay Traces, so it's evident that your favorite material is clay and to animate on clay. But you have also at least a couple of techniques that are really particular for your in your mood. I mean, it's like a sort of basso rilievo technique. You never use like puppet animation in clay, but more like in the horizontal plan. So you can use like multiplan screen, and you can have like green screen on the back, so you can add the background after, always done in clay. So this is very particular, and I think is going in your filmography almost from the beginning. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yes, my first animation was cut out. I drawing and play with the paper, but I was really kind of not. It was really like I was like a blind, in fact, to do this animation. And slowly, 1 year after, I tried to use another technique that was tone. And the first test was not good, and I using clay. It was the big discovery for me, because you're working with clay long time, and the clay started to be very warm because the clay was on the glass, and light and my warm hands changing the color of the clay and texture, and somehow I get with them like another level, kind of like emotion with this clay, and also like all my character during the movement lose the colors. They started to be gray, like simulate with the background. And I really use the clay like relief, and all puppets, all elements lying on the glass table, and I still working in the same technique.
You had some reference, somebody inspired you, not only for the technique, but in general for your way to think animation?
My inspiration for animation, the biggest fascination from the beginning was Jan Schwankmajer, and I saw the movie on the first year of the animation, first semester in Łódź, and that was for me like totally opened the new cosmos, new possibilities to how to think about animation, movement, how to create or to tell the story. It was totally discover for me, and still is it. Still I adore him. Yeah, the magic.
So then you started to use this technique, and you suddenly have quite early have a big success with your film that was selected and also awarded in Berlinale. No, is something important in your career, you think, or was one step only?
Yeah, after 5 years in Łódź, I started to study in Babelsberg on the Potsdam Babelsberg film school, and I work for clay animation in Kela 2 years, and the Berlinale was like a premiere. I didn't know how good is the movie, and I thought it's a lot of mistakes still, but somehow the story was interesting for them, and we get big prize like silver bear and big surprise, and that help us to create the company to continue this way to make a movie in clay, and was really to apply for the next for the next project to get the money. Yeah, it was
Okay.
big helpful.
Okay. So was like one step, not aesthetically is not a big step, but for your career to have the chance to do animation, sure, is very important to be awarded in a festival like Berlinale is something unique. And so after you produced, you are a good worker because you work very much. You have produced a lot of film, also in co-producing. You started some years ago to co-produce film, and you have also the chance to make a production together with National Film Board of Canada for Sexy Laundry, and was a successful film. How was this? How it happened that if they asked you, or if you asked them to collaborate together for the production of the film, and how was to work with them?
In fact, it started with the theater play, because I saw in Szczecin when I teach in theater play called Sexy Laundry, and I really love it. It was directed by Justyna Celeda, my good friend, and I saw like 2 characters on stage, and I thought, okay, I can try to make from the 2 hours theater play like 10-15 minutes in clay. I would love to play with the body, and after we tried to get the rights, and was Canadian theater play, and after that was quite simple to ask them to present the piece of theater and to get the rights, and they also loved the text, yeah, because it was kind of erotic comedy, and this kind of, for me also was unusual, but somehow similar with the technique what we're doing, and and the collaboration for me was fantastic.
Yeah, I know they are using a lot of co-production in the last years in Animation Film Board. They have maybe less money than before, but they have a lot of know-how and things that they can offer. I think you were working especially with the sound in post-production, and you also have some animator for helping you in Berlin. That's it?
Yes, yes, I think they have really great structure how to make the next etaps, and they are very professional. So you can really teach from them how to how to do that. And yeah, I get one animator from them, and we work. In fact, all together for animation was like almost 1 year, and I work in Poland and in Berlin. And after with Norman Roger we make the music and sound in a very short time. In fact, that was like 4 weeks. We work on the post production. That was kind of strong, a lot of work because we make pictures and editing, but very dynamic team, I want to say. Yeah, and then Pierre-Yves Drapeau make the sound, and yeah, we have really great team.
Sometimes I have the feeling that the production of National Film Board or co-production are not, maybe your film was less than others, but it seems to me that is even too much professional, and it loses something of the, I don't know, of the rough side of the animation. That, I don't know, it seems like so everything so perfect in a way, or in a sort of rules. I don't know. I have the feeling with other film, but with yours it's different. I think that the technique helped to have this rough aspect of the animation. That is something I like very much. That is something that you see always also in Meyer you were talking about before, is something that you can really feel the traces on the clay. This is something that is very important. That's why I like very much the name of your firma, because clay traces, it means a lot of things, and you understand how it works. So, and you did recently a very big, another big job, because some of your film are very almost, I mean, a long feature film for the animation short, like you did also before with a lot of film are very long, and the last one is also quite long, and it was very successful film, is also running now in festival, because I think it's the second year of its life. And you can tell us something about this film?
That is the adaptation of Roland Topor Portrait of Suzanne, of course, in clay, and that was like 15 minutes animation, and the author for me is very important, because Roland Topor I know since my youth, and it's really surrealism, really like another kind of writing a story, and he's very famous in Poland and in France, and long time I afraid to try to make his adaptation, because of course I loved the books, but I didn't know if I really I am good enough, or I can work with this kind of text, because it's so strong, so a lot of power. With each moment you can change all the situation. You know, it's really crazy to be in the mind, in the head. It's like huge travel. And of course I was lucky, because I know some translator of these books, Agnieszka Taborska. She wrote about Topor, she knows Topor, and because we met the son of the Roland Topor, Nicola Topor, and we get the agreement to work on this piece and the novel, and we make like a collaboration with France and Germany and in Poland, and it was huge pleasure to work on this, of course. And I love it when it's so long. The animation was more than 1 year, and that was, I think, the best part of this kind of work. And also with the actors, I really love to work with the French voice and the Pascal Inca make incredible.
So you are working quite often with voice. I mean, with text and voice is that is not something always usual in animation. Sometimes a lot of film are without any text. How you feel when a film like this last one is made with 2 or 3 different languages, because it's like French, I think, at the beginning, then English and Polish also. So how you feel with to work with different actors? Is this sometimes a problem, or you feel that in any language you can find the right voice and the right actor for the character you have created in animation?
So we thought that we must to do that because our agreement with the with the school, with the institution to give us money, but in fact we don't use it so much, the different voices. That's why I don't know, it's really not necessary now to make so many voices, so many versions of the voices. But each of them, the Polish, because I start with the Polish for the Polish actors, have another color. This is another story. They each of version is really different. They have different atmosphere. They are different. Also, different personality. The actors give a new personality, and it's different French and in English. And we thought that each of us have different favorites. And it was for me big lesson and kind of nice experience to work with this kind of different actors. But for the festival, it's only one. For the Thread of Suzanne, we have 2, but I think for me, definitely the closest to my character is the French one than English.
Okay. So maybe the best way to see this film is to know the 3 languages and to have a different opinion of each one, and to listen the different colors of the languages and voices for the film, and different color of story. What was the reaction of the son of Roland Topor to the film?
Oh, it was very nice because it was in premiere in Paris last year, and this was the festival on fantasy movies, and we get the public prize, and that was great. I think it was really positive.
Audience prize is always the best.
And it was so good that we get permission for another piece novel of Roland Topor, and now I develop Joko. And
so you are now working on another piece of Roland Topor. So I can't ask you what are you doing now, because you already answered the question.
I can ask me still, because this is I have also another project.
Okay. Which one? You can tell us?
Yeah. Now at home in Berlin, I drawing. I have my dirty hand now. I drawing with the coal and under camera, and it will be like short 5 minutes animation, and that's my experiment. Because
so this is something new for you.
Yes.
I mean,
yes,
in the ordinary. I mean, in the production of the film you finished. Maybe you are a master of this technique, but sure is is ever used in your previous film. So, and only a few things about 3 films that you were working, I think, in a different way. You were almost drawing with clay in the 3 films that are composing a sort of triptych of the human day life of a couple, like starting from breakfast, going to afternoon tea time, and Abend, night time before going to sleep. And it's also a growing of violence in the relationship of this couple that at the end seems like really an old couple that has back to them a life full of problem of relationship. And in this case, there is no voice, only sound and animation. The film are very short, so there is a lot of things that are so different from the other film you did, and you use also a little bit a different technique of clay. Can you tell us?
Yeah, this is like project prize for myself, in fact, because it's very fast to do. I make like 8-10 seconds per day, and also like the clay lying on the glass. I have on the beginning of the story two character, window, table, and conflict, and different color of clay. And I every day give you, and I feel like in the stage, in fact, I have like two my puppets, and I try to, yeah, make something what surprise them and me mostly, because the effect comes so fast. And this is like small project without budget, but I doing like very in between another big process. And I like it. I like it. I like it also to be somehow to have to have fun, to have not this all big production behind. Only I'm alone with my characters, and I feel like the actors, and yeah, and I play. It's very easy.
I don't know if you agree, but I have to say that your kind of doing films is really connected a lot, strictly connected to theater. And
Exactly.
I have the feel also these three short films that maybe are not taken from UNESCO or Topor or whatever author of some writing text are really theatrical film in some way.
Yes,
So
because that's true, because the technique what I use, I feel, yeah, that I have like, I don't use so much camera, I have no panorama, no movement of camera. This camera is stable, very simple, and I have like my stage, like, yeah, like 40 centimeter to 30 centimeter only, and here is my stage, and I have my clay. Now I have my hands, the drawing, and voila, and ta-da, show must go on. And it's like that. They put the mask of the actors, you will get the true. Yes, that's why I think it's, yeah, it's huge privilege to have such kind of hobby job.
hobby job, that's nice. When love and work are together in some way, you know. And so thank you very much, IsabellaPlucinska, for this time you spent with us for Animaphix streaming experience, and a lot of luck for the next project, and hope to see you soon. Ciao.
Yeah. Ciao.